Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to the Tokyo Samurai Madden franchise. It is time. It is my favorite part of Madden, to be honest. It is the offseason, and I'm very excited. Um, Obviously, sucks that we lost to the Bighorns, but at the same time, it was needed. I didn't want to be too good too early, 10-7 was a little bit more than I was expecting. But regardless of that, we will have to make do with what we have. Pro Bowl roster, we have Jalen Milrow as QB1. He gets a Pro Bowl. Zach Charbonnet gets a Pro Bowl. Ben Van Summeren gets a Pro Bowl. Connor Hayward, tight end 1, gets a Pro Bowl. We also get let's see, anyone else here? Dorrance Armstrong, right edge 1. We'll take it. We also get Levante David and Bobby Wagner as the 2 Mike linebackers in the Pro Bowl. And we get Jesse Bates, our free safety in the Pro Bowl. And is Cox our long snapper? I don't remember. I don't think so, but that is 8 Pro Bowlers. Love to see it. Your coordinator wants to reward a player for their performance this year. Let's see who he's talking about. Just saw your message as I was walking by. How's it going? Seeing everyone celebrating this week, I was looking back at all the great performances this year. Okay. Zach Charbonnet had an incredible year, and I'd like to do something special for him. I agree. He was the heart and soul of our offense. Yeah, he deserves the recognition for sure. I want it to be flashy, something he can flex, show off to the guys. I'm sure Zach will appreciate whatever you come up with. He accomplished a lot this year. He gets 4,500 XP. Whenever you need me to pitch in, I'm good for. Great idea, coach. Cool. Love to see the recognition for Zach Charbonnet's great year. He does get an upgrade from that little boost. Let's go ahead and get his power back up more. Why not? He's going to be very balanced for us, though. So, yearly awards. Let's check it out. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Who's surprised? Will Levis of the Scorpions is here. That's crazy. Jalen Milrow at 7. All right. Coach of the year goes to Brian Callahan. That's very opposite of what happened in real life. And we're not on here at all, which is kind of crazy considering we brought a team as bad as ours to the divisional round in a 10-7 season. Can't believe Adam Thielen, as a 34-year-old, got Offensive Player of the Year, but that's crazy. Charbonnet at 3 and Milrow at 10. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. Levante David at 2, Bobby Wagner at 4, Armstrong at 5, and Arnold Ebiketie at 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jalen Milrow. Huge. Alec Iomanner at 3. That's nice to see as well. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to JT Tuimoloau. I believe is how it's pronounced. We don't have anyone there. Best QB goes to Matt Stafford. We do get Milrow at 7. Charbonnet wins best running back. Man, I'm tripping over words right now. My apologies. Anyone here? Nope. Best alignment goes to Kevin Dotson. We get Chandler Zavala at 5, Bobby Hart at 6 somehow, Seth McLaughlin at 9, and Broderick Jones at 10. I would say the only one that maybe deserves to be there is Broderick, but okay. Nick Bosa, best D lineman, Armstrong at 2. And Ebiketie at 10. Best linebacker goes to Levante David with Bobby Wagner at 2. Best DB goes to Jesse Bates. And best kicker goes to Lou Headley. Very nice. Would love to see a best punter award go to Michael Turk, but that doesn't exist, unfortunately. We have some upgrades. I'm assuming a lot for Jalen. Actually, none for Jalen. Kind of crazy. Levante David gets an upgrade. I mean, probably just get him to a scheme fit if possible. He does not get that, but that's okay. He's up to an X Factor now. I don't know if he'll keep it or not, but we'll see. It's going to be the Steelhawks. Win 30-15 over the Bighorns. So there you go. Oh, man. And that was my biggest fear here, looking at the retirements, getting a little bit of a spoiler there for us. We lose Bobby Wagner and Levante David. I was hoping maybe Levante stayed. And he definitely could have. He was a 90 overall with X Factor. He would have probably regressed down to like an 85 or lower. That's fine. But no, he's gone. Bobby Wagner retired, which I kind of expected. We also lose Nick Ballore, who's a depth will linebacker. So that's 3 linebackers gone. We're going to have to fill that void. Morgan Moses, our starting right tackle, retires. And then Kareem Jackson, who was our starting slot corner for the first chunk of the season, then got injured for the rest of the year. And that's unfortunately career ender at that point. That will definitely be an interesting setback for us here. Because, I mean, yeah, those two are legends. They're Hall of Famers. Losing both of them is kind of tough, but some other notable names. Kirk Cousins is retiring here. Joe Flacco, Shaq Mason, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Poyer, Tyrod Taylor, Von Miller, Trent Williams. That's a big one. Adam Thielen, who just won Offensive Player of the Year, going out on a high note. Stephon Gilmore and Cam Hayward retiring from the Mammoths. Keenan Allen, Taysom Hill, Justin Tucker. Sure. Blaise Campbell retires there. Joe Tooney as well. Cam Jordan. Mike Evans retires. Wow. That feels a little early. Odell retires. Garrett Bowles retires. That feels extremely early for Garrett Bowles, too. Harrison Smith retires there. Demario Davis. Big group of middle linebackers. Laramie Tunsil retires early. That's another crazy one. Huh. Some surprising retirements here. Not saying my guys were super surprising, but there's some in there where it was like, I mean, Trent Williams getting up there, but like Laramie Tunsil played for 10 years. That was it. And now he's retired. That's kind of crazy. Mock draft 4. Where are we at? I mean, we have a very low pick here. We are down at 25. They have us taking a tight end, which is probably not going to be what we take there. As of right now, looking at a receiver corner probably is his top options. But we'll see. Thanks for meeting with me, says Scott Jackson. As we look forward to the upcoming season, I was hoping to get your opinion on how I can improve as a coach. I don't remember what coach you are. Being a great leader is about the role you play in creating the identity for your team. For our defense, we do stop the run, but we need to lock down the passing game. That's what we need. Yeah, we need that to be more of our identity. However, there are a lot of ways I can impact the passing game. What aspect should I focus on? Master the cover too. I would say affecting the QB, timing in the pocket, probably. We need to be as disruptive as we can to the opponent's quarterback. Easier said than done, but we have some ideas in mind apparently. Before we actually look at that, let's look at the combine. So JT Sullivan, the running back, showed up overweight. We're not looking at running back that much. Deontay Bowers, best vertical at strong safety. Definitely going to look into him. Ben Batista, good combine, running back. Jose Martinez was very slow at D tackle. Matt Slauson, talk of the town at the combine. So we'll look at Slauson, the D tackle. We'll look at Batista, the running back, and we will look at Bowers, the safety. So let's see here. Running back, we're looking at Batista. He's a second and third round guy. He looks solid. We just don't need to really use that high of a pick on him. And then we're looking at Slauson, the D tackle, who is a round one guy. I don't know if we're on the table to even take him, but he looks really good. Incredible athlete. And also just a really good player. His stamina's not great, but other than that, he looks great. He would be awesome to have, but I don't think we're gonna get him in here. He'll probably be drafted way before we are up to the podium, and we don't really want to trade up for him because we have other needs. And the other one was Bowers, who is a first, second round strong safety. Had a really good vertical. It said they had the best vertical. He has the second best vertical, according to this. He looks good, but I'm not in a position to take a safety first or second round with the guys we have in currently. We are pretty happy with Bates and Elliott. Although Kobe Turner could be intriguing out of Alabama, second and third rounder. Really fast and strong. We're going to add him to the board here. He's interesting because I know there's an archetype for these safeties where they have the A hit power situation and they can be really good. And hey, you know, he's 6'2", 208. We can utilize a third safety for sure. Absolutely. And he could eventually be the Sean Elliott's replacement. But we'll see. But let's go into free agency. And not a ton of names here. Obviously, for the fantasy draft, there's not going to be a ton of guys. At quarterback, we really just want to bring in a veteran mentor backup here. I think that's going to be the move. There's some options. Just go based on age, I guess. I mean, Brissett would be a good option. We have a lot of money, 142 mil, so we aren't necessarily worried about it being too expensive, but probably going to hold off a little bit on quarterback. At running back, there's interesting names here for sure. Surprising names like Caleb Johnson and Marion Hampton, both here. But we just don't need running back like that at all. Like, there's actually a lot of really solid young backs here. We don't need any of them. We really don't. We have Dowdle. We have Bill. We have Vaughn. And, of course, we have our main man, Zach Charbonnet. My brain just absolutely shut off for a second. Now, it wouldn't be absolutely terrible to bring in some of these guys, possibly. I mean, how are these guys as return men? That's a great question. Kene Nwangu's solid. Naheem Hines, sure, but no, we're good. Receiver, not a ton here. We are probably going to want to bring somebody in, but there's really not anyone super crazy. I might want to go after Calvin Austin as a Steelers fan. Could be good. Laviska Shenault could also be an interesting one. Jalen Coker actually might be a good option. Still very young, solid player. Some options there. No one super crazy good, but we'll see. Tight end, some interesting young guys here. I think Terrence Ferguson would be pretty interesting. But I think in this offense, we want good run blockers. Tip Ryman's here. Do I really want him in this league and as a Cardinal? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. There's some decent options here. Definitely need to bring in a tight end because we don't have the depth. Now, O-line's interesting. We need some O-line for sure. But I don't know if Broderick or DeJuan Jones are getting replaced yet. So I think we're going to pass on the left side of the line. I think center's wide open. But there's not a lot of amazing options here. Right guard. Who's starting at right guard? We need to take a look at our team. I haven't looked at this in a little bit. Jeez, this one. Yeah, who's starting? Okay, so yeah, let's just take a look at this roster while we're here and see what we need. We need a backup quarterback, at least one. We're good at running back. We're good at fullback. I'd like to bring in some better receiver depth. Specifically a veteran would be good. We need another tight end. I do like CJ Dupree. Really only need one more tight end. DeJuan Jones is here. I probably just want to get a vet backup for him. Broderick Jones is here. He's good. Seth McLaughlin did get a Pro Bowl spot. Or no, he didn't. No, he got in the top 10 of best linemen. He's not great. I would like to replace him, but if he's our starter going in, whatever. Chandler Zavala, he needs replaced. He's not very good. Cameron Williams, we've been developing him slowly. He hasn't developed a ton. So wouldn't mind getting somebody else to start over him. But if we're stuck with him as our starter, is what it is. Edge rusher, Arnold Ebiketie. It's an 80 overall, playing up to an 85 right now. We're happy with him there. Happy enough. He's 27, but that works. Dorrance Armstrong has superstar dev, by the way. We're kind of happy with our edge group for now. D tackle, I wouldn't mind getting someone young in here in this room. Leonard Williams is good, and then Maurice Hurst-Kinlaw are fine. We need some better linebacker. Off-ball linebacker is going to be a big spot. Amari Bonero is an edge rusher playing Sam linebacker. EJ Speed is our only linebacker remaining from the original starters. Starting at the Mike spot, he's a 74 playing up to a 78 with a temp boost. And I don't want him to be our only player, only starter. And then Willie Harvey, who is also, I believe, an edge rusher. Or actually, no. What does he play? I don't know. He plays somewhere else, I think. But we need better linebackers for sure. Corner. Kalen Carson has superstar dev. What the hell? Okay. We'll take it. Nice. Dante Kent. Tyson Anderson. We would like to get some better corners. Ideally, probably get a vet in here and then draft one. Jesse Bates, we like. Deshaun Elliott, we like. I wouldn't mind getting a better safety over Abernathy, though. Probably bringing in a better kicker. Keeping Michael Turk as our punter, though. Long snapper's fine. But okay, good thing we looked at that. But let's go back. Looking at the guard spot, Evan Neal would be an interesting option. There's some other one, Osiris Torrance, Daniel Falele, Anthony Bradford. Like, there's some decent young options here. I mean, we could also go vets. Kenyon and Kendrick Green are both here. Neither are very good. Right tackle. There's some all-right options, I guess. But to be honest, not too much better than what we have. So we'll see. Montez Sweat is here. That's an interesting name. He's getting a lot of interest, to be honest. He's probably not going to be on my board of guys to get here. He's just comparable with our edge group right now. D tackle. I mean, Ruka Rororo would be interesting to bring in, but I don't know. I think I'd rather draft one of those guys. Um, Pretty all right otherwise. Right edge, we're not really super interested. Sam linebacker wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad to bring in somebody. Mike linebacker. We could bring in Kenneth Murray. He does want to play here, and no one's offering him anything. He's not great. Not great in coverage though. Jelani Tavai. There's not a ton of great options. Barrett Carter. He's young. Tatum Bethune. There you go, CJ. Let's see what the coverage looks like here. Brandon Smith seems like the best man guy. Deion Jones might be a good option. Tatum Bethune Bethune or whatever, might actually be a good one. Same thing with actually Kalen Deloach. Could be interesting. His speed. Jamal Hill's 91 speed. Carson Bruner, Steelers legend, kind of. Not actually. He's barely been in the league. Francisco Mauigoa could be interesting. I guess who has the best coverage and tackling? Jacob Wyndham, maybe. Probably Chris Barnes. We might offer Chris Barnes a contract. Will linebacker Teddy Buchanan could be interesting. Ruben Hippolyte II could be interesting. There's some solid options here, actually. Some solid young guys and a lot of Cardinal players I could just easily add from my Cardinals franchise. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But a bunch of them are here. I'm going to try to avoid bringing them in because I just don't want that overlap. So I don't want to be too confused. There's some options though at those spots there. Corner, Isaiah Rodgers could start as a slot corner for us very easily. That corner, is there anyone here with mentor? So that's really what I'm looking for. Also, Alontae Taylor could really be a nice slot option, although his coverage ability is just not very good. I feel like they're underrating him. That's okay. Daniel Forbes could be a name. High draft spot. He's terrible in press though. Not ideal. Is there any mentor corners at all? I mean, I don't know. Doesn't look like it. One. Anthony Averett right now. Levi Wallace. Okay. There's two guys. Free safety. There's some. Malachi Starks is here. That might be just too good of a player to let sit. Yeah, he might be too good to just keep there. I mean, he can easily play slot corner for us. To be completely real, he could play slot corner so easily. I mean, Malachi Starks being here is crazy. Alohi Gilman also being here is kind of crazy. Strong safety, Tyler Nubin being here is a little bit crazy too. We could even maybe bring in Isaiah Simmons, move him back to linebacker again. It's a possibility. Kickers, there's a bunch of guys here. I'm pretty much content going with anyone for the most part, as long as they can kick well. So there's some options, but not a ton of great players, but there's some options. I just want to quickly look at the trade block too, see who's here. Shador Sanders. I will not be trading for Deshaun Watson, I'll tell you that much. Nick Chubb's here. A lot of these solid running backs, but I don't need them. Receiver. I'm okay. Tight end, probably fine. Chop Robinson. Interesting. I mean, there's really not a ton of guys that move the needle here in terms of trading. Yeah, I'm not really that interested. Is there anyone on my team currently that we might want to trade? I mean, Rico Dowdle could have some interest, but we like him. We'd like to kind of keep him. He was a pretty solid change of pace guy for Charbonnet. Not really interested in getting rid of any of these three receivers yet. I mean, could maybe get rid of Kinlaw or Hurst. Could do that. I might look to do that. Yeah, let's see if we can move. I don't know. Kinlaw or Hurst? Kinlaw's younger, but does that really matter? Because Maurice Hurst was better. Let's see if we can get anything for him. Nothing. How about Kinlaw? There is some trade packages, so Kinlaw will be on the move here. Tyree Wilson's interesting. I don't really want him. Kobe Bryant's also an interesting one. Let me see if I can add maybe where do I want to go here? I mean, we have these corners who just aren't going to make the roster probably. We'll throw Tyson Anderson. He's just not great. Can throw him in. And maybe one of those depth receivers. Diabate could be the move here. Mohamed Diabate might just be the option here. Wouldn't be an incredibly crazy pickup, but like he'd be fine. Can we maybe instead get like a 5th round pick for all this? We're gonna get that through. So we're sending Kinlaw, Anderson, and Keaton to the Pit Bulls for Diabate and a 5th round pick. I will take that. And the last thing I want to check, because it was just a thought that popped in, is running back Deuce Vaughn. He does have interest somewhere. The Omaha Rockets willing to give up Jonah Ellis for him is crazy. I don't really need Jonah Ellis. But honestly, I don't even want him for that much. I really don't. Can we just get him for a 5th round pick maybe? I don't know. What else do you guys have? I mean, you guys have no depth either. I guess I see why they're interested in getting rid of some depth here. They have the ability to. Joe Alt would be awesome, but that's not going to happen. They're just racking up, like, they have like no depth here. What is up? Oh yeah, no wonder. Honestly, can we send Dowdle over here? How much are they willing to give up for Dowdle? Because they have no starter right now. Really, they don't. They're willing to give a 3rd round pick next year. Can we? I don't want Jonah Ellis, to be honest. Honestly, whatever. Let's just take him. Let's take Jonah Ellis. Why not? I don't see a reason really not to. He's a depth guy, young depth guy to have on the roster. Rico Dowdle on his way to the Omaha Rockets, and we bring in Jonah Ellis, a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick 2 years from now. Maybe a little bit of an interesting move, but I like that they needed running backs, so we're willing to now maybe sign another running back. We bring Caden Ellis in. We might end up actually looking to trade away an edge rusher now. I mean, not like we have. Actually, we kind of did need better depth because Armstrong and Ebiketie are great, but like Chapman and Peebles weren't really doing much. See if we get any interest. We do get some interest from the Possums, who are willing to give up Jordan Fuller. Kind of crazy. I'll just take the 6th. Actually, I don't want a 6th 2 years from now. Can we do a 6th like this season? Your earlier 6th. Sweet. That's fine. Cool. We'll take that. And that's a nice little move there. Now let's start signing some people. So we have some interesting options here. Where do we really need to look at first? I think linebacker is a huge spot. I think Kenneth Murray just needs to be the pick regardless, right? Maybe not. Maybe we could take Teddy Buchanan. Maybe one of these will linebackers would be good. Ooh, the hit power from Maurice Liufau. Liufau might be good. Plus he has solid coverage. But his tackling's not great. I guess, I mean, Teddy Buchanan's not bad, though. He was really good press coverage. Oh, my goodness. Dominique Hampton. Wrong spot. Dominique Hampton has 73 press coverage as a linebacker. 91 speed. He might have been a former safety. He's an interesting one. I think we'll keep an eye on him. But I think we want... I mean, Cedric Gray has 72 man coverage. That's hard to ignore. But he'll probably be here for a little bit. I'm thinking we'll come back here. Let's go ahead and try to sign Kenneth Murray. 2-year deal seems fair. Just really need a better player there. Corner. I think Malachi Starks is going to be a guy we look at here. And we're going to have to pay up a little bit for him. And then the last guy in this first stretch of players here. I think we're going to be looking at O-line, maybe. Do we have a mentor up here somewhere, by the way? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Evan Neal. Is he really going to be the guy I bring in? I don't know. I don't know about that one. That's a tough call. I kind of want someone who's a better pass blocker, honestly. Daniel Falele is just so slow. Maybe we'll take a minute to think on that. I mean, Terrence Ferguson. I don't know. Where else do we want to go? Probably linebacker again. We'll look at, I don't know. I think Teddy Buchanan might just be the move. I think overall, either him or Maurice Liufau are the better option. I'm going to go Liufau. I think he's the better option here. For us, at least. So let's take a look here. we're going to have to give Malachi Starks much more money than we're giving him currently. Because he's kind of in the middle on coming here, motivations-wise. We do give him a top offer, though. And we're going to attempt an eval here. And we get all the guys. Malachi Starks is a samurai. That's a big get. Bring him in, Kenneth Murray and Maurice Liufau, trying to improve our defense as we continue through here. Corner, definitely still want to do a mentor. We do have Anthony Averett, and then we have Levi Wallace. So between those two, who's the most capable of playing still? It looks like Averett. Anthony Averett, 1 year deal. That's fine. Linebacker, we're probably going to draft somebody. We signed 2 guys. We could also bring in Teddy Buchanan now. He's just chilling here. We got Kenneth Murray. We need another Sam linebacker. He has 13 offers. I mean, we're just going to sign somebody and move them probably. We're happy with our edge depth right now. D-tackle depth, we're fine, I'd say. Tackle, we can use an upgrade very badly, but it's just tough, right? You know, it's one of those tough decisions with, is it really much better than what we have? I don't know. Maybe we go with like a Jalen Moore as like a depth option, just in case. I don't know, man. It's kind of iffy. I mean, we could move over to left tackle and just take someone. I'm really just looking for a veteran to be a mentor here, but no one is a mentor ever, apparently. And I'm trying not to be super crazy with like moving guys to different spots on the line that are a little bit unrealistic, you know. I think guard absolutely needs to be brought in here. I think Ed Ingram has really good lead blocking. Could be a really good option here. I'm gonna go Ed Ingram, I think, is the option we're gonna attempt as a short-term option. I'll give him a 1 year deal here. And then where else do we want to go? Centers still need. Let's bring in a depth quarterback. No, we should get a running back because we've just traded away our guy. We want to bring in somebody to play that role that we're missing now, which is kind of a change of pace guy. We like a guy who can be a little bit more of a do-it-all. Bayless Jones, Austin Eckler. Justice Hill is interesting. But I would say, a Marion Hampton being here is crazy. We're not going to go after him, though. Woody Marks, Keaton Mitchell could be an interesting one. 94 speed. He kind of wants to be here. We need someone with good pass blocking too. James Conner is here. No. A lot of these guys are just power backs. Like, I want somebody who's going to be able to also go out and catch a football. Kenneth Gainwell could be an option. I don't know. I'm thinking I more so want someone who's going to bring some juice out of the backfield. I want someone fast. I mean, Tootin was the guy I was looking at, but I think I think Keaton Mitchell might be the guy. Just because he wants to be here, you know? More so than anything. I think Keaton Mitchell's the option. We'll go with 2-year deal for him. He's kind of just a younger Dowdle sidestep for us in terms of like overall and what he's coming into play. He does not sign initially here. Ed Ingram does. We'll add one more guy on board here. We'll get a mentor quarterback. I mean, it's probably gonna be Mariota would fit our offense more though with the running. But do we really want that? I don't know. Who else we have? Jimmy G, not happening. It's between him and Hooker, not Hooker. Between him and Brissett. Brissett is more accurate though. Now we're gonna go Mariota. He fits our system more, and also doesn't have the overlap with the Cardinals franchise, which would be nice. We eval there. We do not get Keaton Mitchell. Anthony Everett does sign, so we're looking for another running back option here. I mean, I want it to be somewhat realistic with guys that we actually would have a chance signing, you know, based on how much they want to be here. So there is that. That is a part of that. I think I don't want Felix Jones. He's just not a player I'm that interested in. Honestly, Ramondre Stevenson, fuck. Dude, he might be the type of running back I want. Although he's a little bit too similar to Charbonnet, in my opinion. I feel like Justice Hill's just a really solid runner. Let's take him. He's not exactly the speed. We'll go 1-year deal. He's not exactly the speed I was looking for, but I think he would be a better option than most guys that are available. And then what else do we want? Teddy Buchanan's still here. We're going to send him an offer. Probably a 3-year deal. Mock Draft 5 is out. Probably not too much different. They have us taking their tight end again. Not happening. Let's see. Free agency. Anyone sign that we wanted to? Still waiting on Mariota. Still waiting on Justice Hill. We do get Teddy Buchanan. That's a big one. I wouldn't mind. I mean, do we really need to sign one of these guys? I don't know. We'll come back to that. I think receiver's still going to be a need here. We want a vet. We want someone who's going to be a... Oh, we also want Jalen Coker. We want the Coker. Do we have a mentor here? Justin Watson. Okay. Any other mentors here? No. Apparently not. So Justin Watson is going to be here solely because he is a mentor. Expensive, but it's fine. I also want to bring in Mr. Jalen Coker. Cokeheads rise up. We're bringing in Coker. He's going to compete for a starting role. And I think tight end, we're going to finally sign somebody. And I think, it sucks because Tip Ryman would be a perfect option for us, but just too similar to Cardinals franchise. Don't want that. So, maybe someone with really high lead blocking specifically might be better. Dude, Tip Ryman. Get away. Not Josiah DeGuara, too. Stop it. frick, man. I'm just going to go Terrence Ferguson. Who cares? We need another tight end. Let's just get the best one available. We need depth tackles here. Again, I wish there was someone that was a vet, but there isn't somehow. We're fine at guard. We're not looking great at center. I don't know. We need someone who's going to be able to run block really well. I guess Potrick is the best option for us at center. We'll go with him. We already signed Ed Ingram. We need a right tackle. I mean, Luminor is here. Would be the best tackle available. We'll take him. He's another Band-Aid currently. Okay, we're fine with our D-line group there. Might want to bring in another linebacker. Might not. Devin White's here. It's an interesting one. Hippolyte still here, very surprisingly. We're gonna try to bring in Cedric Gray. Why not? Corner, we brought in one of the vets. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring in another option here. I mean, Emmanuel Forbes is just a little bit too bad of a press corner. God, Artie Burns. Don't even mention that name around me. We really are looking for a slot corner. So we want someone who's going to be able to tackle. Actually, no, that's the whole reason we brought Malachi Starks in. So no, we're content with that. It's kind of, again, I'm mentioning it again. There's so many Cardinals players that are in my Cardinals franchise that are just chilling here. It is insane. Lonnie Johnson, former corner, could be a nice option at free safety. Or Ronnie Hickman. Hickman might be better option. Could bring in Isaiah Simmons to play linebacker. Nah. I'm going to assign Lonnie Johnson to play backup free safety for Jesse Bates. He looks like a solid option. We do need a kicker here. I think Jake Bates seems like the best option. Probably. Joey Sly could be a fun one. Jake Moody, terrible. Matthew Wright does not have a 95 kick power leg. I'm sorry. As a Steelers fan who has seen him play a little bit when Boz was, hurt / during the preseason, he is not that good. No, he's good, actually. He's pretty good. It's just he's not a 95 kick power. But there is our kicker there. And let's see if we get any of these guys in here in the first eval. And we get most of them, just not Justice Hill, looks like. Quarterback. Still waiting on the running back. Got the 2 receivers. Got our tight end. Got our center. Got our right guard. Got our right tackle. Got a Mike. Got 3 Wills. Got a corner. Got free safety. Malachi Starks will be our slot. Got our kicker. Perfect. So we're just looking at running back now as the only thing we're waiting on. And I mean, Jaden Blue could be interesting. Ooh, Devin Neal. There's so many guys here. It's kind of crazy. Austin Eckler's also here. Chase Edmonds also here. I know we could go after one of these young guys. Jaden Blue. Woody Marks is 25. Goddamn. I'll throw an offer at Jaden Blue. And that's probably going to be all we do here with the signings. We get both of them. I think we're good. I think we're done on free agency at this point. Now let's take a look at scouting. Javon Pinkston on the right side here stands out at his pro day. So right tackle, we'll take a look at him. And that's really the only positive one to look at. So let's take a look at Mr. Pinkston. So right tackle, Pinkston is a second to third round guy. He seems pretty meh. That's my crazy hot take on him, is that he looks meh. And Trop Robinson did just get traded to the Ironworks. Very interesting. Okay. Not a ton of news there otherwise. Let's look at our prospects now. Not the scouts. I was on the right thing. Damn it. Let's look at the scouts here. So, at QB, like I said, we're not really that interested in those top guys here. Kind of curious about Abdul Grant. Could be a nice day 3 option. And then obviously Lorenzo Mitchell as a undrafted guy could be okay. We would like to bring in one of those guys to have a third QB, but we'll see. Running back, we're not that interested in, but Ben Kirkland did seem interesting for some reason. I was looking at him. Why was I looking at him? He doesn't look that good. There was probably a story on him, but he looks bad, to be honest. He does not look very good. Jalen Thompson, different type of Jalen Thompson, though. I mean, anyone this far down the board is probably not going to be that interesting. Deontay Carr, he's more of a power back, kind of interesting, but not really. Looking at speed here, we have some great speed options. Elite acceleration, great change of direction. Good strength. Parker Noel, undrafted free agent. Could be a nice shot in the dark. I mean, he doesn't look incredible, but as a receiving back could actually be exactly what we need. So we'll take a flyer on him maybe. Yeah, fullback, we're not interested in the slightest. We like Ben Van Summeren. Now receiver, this is where we're really going to be very curious. Right. Receiver's a big need. Ladarius Hinton would have been my top option going into the draft, or going into the season. He looks really good. Extremely well balanced, but also great hands and great after the catch. It's just, he's going to be drafted too high for us to go and get him. So he's probably not going to be an option. I still don't know about Devin Jupin here fully. 95% is pretty much most of it. He's not that fast, not that great of an athlete, but he does look decent, has good hands, more of a short slot option, probably. More of a big slot, probably. I don't know if I would take him in the first, though. Sebastian Gutierrez, he's very fast. Very small, but he's very fast, deep threat option. That's mainly what he is there. I wouldn't hate it, but I don't know. I think down the board, Cody Teal is more interesting to me. 6'3" playmaker, has good speed and good athleticism. He looks pretty similar to a Hinton, Ladarius Hinton. Not as good, but he's pretty well-rounded. Not as much of a deep threat, but like he seems pretty solid. Could be the option if he's there. Roger Whitney, very small, 5'8", 186, 21-year-old, but he is so fast, such an elite athlete. Could be really interesting. Could be a very interesting player to add to the group that we have. So I don't hate him. Percy Bibbs. Also another interesting one. Bit more of a receiver size that you're looking for. But he has elite speed, elite acceleration, elite agility. His route running, medium route running is not good. His catch and traffic's not good. But he's like pure deep threat, really. But he looks solid. I like him a decent bit. And then Sean Hunter, he's 6'1", 177, very Devontae Smith-esque. But he is very, very athletic, very fast. Stamina's not great, but again, he's an incredible deep threat, but he's honestly more well-rounded than most of these receivers that we've seen so far. So definitely solid options. And those are really the guys we would take in the first. As we go further down the board, Teron Avery, who had just like kind of a solid athleticism profile. Obviously not very well-rounded and not amazing at a lot of things, but he would be a solid slot receiver. More of a depth option down the board for day 3. Jimmy Escobar is a bit more interesting. Physical receiver, not very athletic. Why did I like him? I don't know. He doesn't look very good, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and take him off our board. Further down the board, Peter Benson, undrafted projection, but he is a day 3 talent. He's there. Yeah, I don't know. He's nothing that crazy. We'll keep him on the board just, as a late flyer possibly, but Chad Nelson, did we look at him at all? Not really, but probably for a reason. But yeah, we're mainly looking at the top of the board for a receiver. Tight end originally was a position that we were going to potentially draft highly. I don't think we go first rounder here. I do think second rounder, maybe third rounder, maybe not second rounder. Jorge Ramirez is an elite athlete. Ran receiver level combine, 40-yard dash time there. And he's an incredible run blocker. You see A's everywhere on his report. He might be worth taking that high, even though I brought in Terrence Ferguson, even though I have Connor Hayward. He looks really interesting. Ben Leach, nowhere near the level of athlete, but at the same time, a great athlete. Also very strong. Could be a bit more of a run blocking presence as well, which would be nice body size wise. I mean, Ramirez is honestly just like a little bit, like 20 pounds heavier than a receiver, just like a big receiver. Leach is more of a prototypical tight end size. Manu Delgado, he's a solid option as well, I'd say. Not as good, but he's not terrible as a day 3 option. Diego Morales, very, very what's the word? Athletic. I've said it a lot, but he's pretty athletic as well. Not the best, but could be interesting option. Patrick Rose, more of a possession guy, not the most athletic, but he's a big dude who can catch a football. Sometimes that's what you need. Jimmy Ortiz, sorry, not Ortez, more of a blocking guy. I'm probably not that interested in because usually the blocking guys aren't that great. Down the board, Brandon Minshew. Got a Minshew here. Great athlete. Looks okay in terms of his skills. And Ronald McKenzie. He looks bad. I'm going to take him off the board. This tight end's probably one of the positions I didn't take a great look at. I would say then Josh Villa is on my board. I'm interested in why. Run blocking is probably part of it. I think he fell down the board, but he doesn't look awful. Moving into left tackle, I mean, Landon Moore is just not going to be a plausible option. He's off the board just because of that. Khalil Beverly skipped the combine and pro day. Hell yeah, brother. Pretty good athlete. Injury is concerning, but he does look solid. And I know a lot of these other guys I wasn't super interested in for one reason or another. I don't know why I'm not that interested in Elijah Green. He looks solid. I actually have no idea why we're not interested in Elijah Green. He looks good. Carlos Estrada, though, doesn't look that great, especially his strength. I know I'm big on having strong tackles, but still. I don't know. Culver looks like a pass protecting specialist more so than anything. And then Nielsen doesn't really look that interesting. Not seen anyone catch my eye otherwise. So really it's just Beverly or Green at left tackle. Left guard, RJ Tyson. Very athletic guard. He looks solid. Brandon Ward. Decent athlete. Seems like he'd be okay as a day 3 pickup. And then Reggie McCullers. Solid athlete. Looks honestly kind of all right as a mechanics guy. Not terrible. Jordan Bravo, first and second round center. Could be a good pickup for us. He looks pretty good. Might be a good option for a weak spot on the O line. Drew O'Neal. Looks all right. Honestly, doesn't look too bad as a day 3. Then Owen Widener, which, by the way, having him on the O line, that's a great last name for an O lineman. He doesn't look amazing, but I mean, Owen Widener just widening a hole for Zach Charbonnet to run through would be awesome. Awesome to see. Now, right guard, I guess I didn't really like some of these guys, which is fair. They don't look amazing. I did kind of like this Vincent Feliz guy, who I feel like fell down the board, but he looks like a pretty good athlete and a pretty good player as an undrafted free agent. He's definitely on my board and definitely a guy I want to draft. On the right tackle side of things, Mark Curtis is not going to be a plausible draft pick, but I'm not a huge fan of his anyways. Evan Young, 6'8", 340 pounds, is just a big dude, but he looks really good, actually. He looks pretty damn good. Javon Pinkston, we did see him. We talked about him a little bit ago. He looks okay. Second and third round pick. Rob Richardson. Looks whatever. Third, fourth rounder, whatever. Elijah Barwin. He looks okay at best. Percy Darby for Derby. Yeah, it's kind of same thing. Just looks okay. Nothing too crazy there. Yeah. Moving on to defense. Now, edge was a position I was really interested in. Obviously, Alec McDonald, if we were picking super high, he looks pretty decent. I mean, more speed rusher, and that's really it. But I'm not that interested in drafting edges right now. Believe it or not, it's not that strong of an edge class, to be honest. Um, who is this guy? Josh Delgado, 6'3", 317. He's a big man. Probably better. I don't know. He's a big, more of a 4-3 end, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not super interested in anyone there. On the right side, I mean, Steve Young. Obviously, name is great because legendary Niners quarterback. But he's a really solid player. He's a top 5 pick, so not going to be an option. Mike Clinton. Just throwing that out there. Great name, but he's another top 5 pick. Not going to happen. And, you know, most of these first round guys just aren't realistic. Jordan Patton actually looks really good as a pass rusher. Cameron Graves and Elijah Swift, both just not realistic. And even Dustin Brooks, just not going to happen. First or second rounder. Edge is just not a position of need that much. I don't know why Byron Gallery was on my board. He power moves, but he looks horrible otherwise. Also just too high of a pick for him in general. Just not a ton of options here further down the board. So if I really wanted an edge, it would be one of these top first round guys. It's just, we don't need edge that badly. D tackle, we don't need badly. Matt Slauson will stay on my board purely because he looks maybe like the best player in the draft. He's top 5 for sure. He has to be. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. He looks really good. He would be awesome to have, but I'm not trading up for him. So if he doesn't fall, which he probably won't, we'll have to live with that. But Dalton Patton, again, first, second round guy, not really a realistic option just because we have other needs. Even though we have D tackle as F on our team for some reason, which is weird, he looks really good. So I wouldn't mind it, I guess, if we maybe could take him. You know, sometimes you just going to take best player available versus, you know, taking a guy that you need, right? But sometimes we're in a spot where we need some things more that have good players available. So maybe it's a better idea to just take the best player available who also is going to fill a hole in our team. And then Jared Davidson, I put on my board because he has a finesse moves. He doesn't look anything super crazy. He's probably whatever at D tackle. Danny Parks and Wyatt Grant, 3rd to 4th round guys. I mean, Danny Parks has a finesse move again. Wyatt Grant had the B finesse and B block shed along with the A play rec, B awareness. He's probably going to be a higher overall. Also is a pretty good athlete, so I wouldn't hate him down the board as a more realistic option. At linebacker, Sam linebacker, we do have some options here. Some interesting ones. Colin Knox, really great athlete, could be good. Ryan Grant, another really good athlete, has some salt. It's tough to decide if these Sam linebackers are actually gonna be any good or not. This guy's elite speed, like, because you're comparing Sam linebackers, which is notably one of the worst positions in the game overall. Like, you know, these grades could just be like, oh yeah, well, they have a tackle, but tackling could be like a 65 for an A, and that's just because that's the best, right? Like that's what that could mean. So I don't know. Juan Escobar, honestly, gonna take him off the board. Doesn't look that good. Jimmy Gordon, also doesn't look that good. And to be honest, I mean, linebacker, we filled with a bunch of young guys. It might not be in our best interest to take one high, but it depends. Cliff Barrett, honestly, I don't think I'm that interested in him. I would say, I don't know. Is there anyone I'm like super interested in here? Maybe not, but Dakota Pierman. He's a very good athlete. Coverage isn't quite there. Probably takes some developing, but second or third rounder, sure. Scott Brewster. Not a fan. Not that much of a fan. Colin Lockbaum. Seems okay, maybe decent. And Angelo Hooks. He does not look very good. I don't know why we even have him still. We didn't really look through. Like I said, there's certain positions I just did not revisit for a while. And like clear out of my my favorites list. So yeah, he's off the board there. Will linebacker Mitch Hamlin. It's like all right. Trey Hendricks, not Hendrickson, just Hendricks. Possibly, I don't know. I struggle with linebacker scouting and determining who's really good. I mean, Brian Mackey is insanely fast. But not the best tackler. Josh Hardwick, why is he on our board? I don't know. I actually, he's fine, but we're gonna take him off the board. And then Ben Ruggs, he has A man and potentially A zone. That's probably why I have him here. But probably just gonna take him off the board. At corner, corner is the other really big spot. We might draft somebody. We struggled at corner. We did. And Kalen Carson does have superstar dev. We have Dante Kent. And we did sign Malachi Starks to play slot corner. But I don't feel like Dante Kent or Kalen Carson are necessarily locked into a starting role. Also, Malachi Starks has tremendous flexibility and can easily move back to safety at any point. But at corner, I mean, Franklin Black, he looks pretty solid. Stamina's a little concerning, but he looks really balanced across the board and just a big corner too. But PJ Proctor is the guy I like the most, I think. Pretty good athlete. Elite man corner, but also really solid at everything else. Manny Hilliard, solid athlete, not quite the same athlete though. Stamina is not good, but he looks like a solid player. Otherwise, Matthew Wright, I don't know. I think for a first rounder, I'm not that interested. He just doesn't exactly fit what I want. Like, if you're going to be a zone corner, you got to have a zone, right? And be a solid athlete. And Weston does have that at least. Adrian Collins, probably not going to be on the board anymore. I don't know why he is. He doesn't look that good, like at all. Probably didn't know more about him. Maurice Canaday, he will be coming off the board. Jeremiah Osgood will come off the board here. Junior Cates. He does have B-man, B-press, C zone coverage. Obviously just not a great athlete. I don't hate him as a day 3 pick. I don't. Miles Radley. Okay athlete. Kind of just whatever across the board. Sure, day 3. Don't hate the option, I guess. That looks like that's it. Free safety, we're not really that interested. Strong safety, I looked at Cody Turner. I'm still interested in Cody Turner. Avery Young does not stop me from drafting Cody Turner. Let me tell you that much. That much is true. okay? Because Cody Turner is probably already better than Avery Young is. How about this Joey Torres guy? What's his deal? He looks pretty bad, actually. Not interested. And then kicker, we're not interested anymore. Although, like, I think I did look at these guys. Matt Anthony and Rashard Morris have good legs and accuracy. But that is probably it, I would say. So we have our board down to how many guys? 56 guys, so not a ton. And now we need to decide who our private workouts are going to be from those guys. So obviously we know a lot about some of these guys. We're 5% away on some of them, like Drupin and Bibbs, but I don't know if they're worth using these private workouts. We could learn way more about other guys that we don't know a lot about than learn just enough to get that talent, true talent to show up. So like, you know, guys that I might actually be really wanting to bring in, or really unsure about, could be better options. Like corner, I'm not that interested in using this on. Slauson, I know, is really good. Patton, I don't even know if we're going to be able to get Patton. I know he's good. To me, I think I'm going to look at... It's kind of a tough decision. Linebacker's a very obvious one. I feel like that could be a good move. But at the same time, I think line makes sense. Maybe we look at Jorge Ramirez and see if he's really worth it. I think we should. Because if he's one of those like elite guys we could bring in, even though we brought Terrence Ferguson, even though we have Connor Hayward and CJ Dupree, he might be just a better option. Khalil Beverly, wouldn't mind looking at a tackle. I think Evan Young. We'll look at Evan Young. And then we have 80% on him. So I will say we'll look at the other tackle. We'll look at Beverly. It's not a sexy. Those two aren't sexy picks for private workouts, but Jorge Ramirez could be. Jalen Milrow, though, he says we need help on the O-line. I'd love to upgrade at the tackle position. Eventually, I wouldn't mind taking a tackle, but I don't know if that's our immediate first decision. And we see Jorge Ramirez is a top 5 talent. I think we have to take him. We have to try to draft him. Look at all those A's. He might be a generational tight end. It's possible. That's A's and majority, like 80% of his stats that are on these core attributes. That's insane. I think we need to draft him. We have to. It feels like a must draft, right? It does. And Khalil Beverly actually is a second or third round guy. Ooh, F injury is rough. He doesn't look that bad. He's probably more of a second round pick. So I'll keep him on the board. He's just not going to be drafted with our first round pick. And we do see Evan Young, though, is a round 1 talent. Yeah, he looks pretty solid. Man, now I kind of wish that we used one of them, not on Beverly, because he was the one I was like, whatever about. I kind of wish we would have used it on Turner. Ooh. There's going to be a lot of players I'm tempted to draft and trade for. It's going to be interesting. But here we go. NFL draft here for the Samurais. The NCFL draft. Yeah. All right. So we're already paused. That's good. Let's just go pick by pick real quick. All right. We're back. After the technical difficulty there, I guess. I don't know if I don't know who got drafted or anything. Nothing's popped up here. We're gonna sim to the next pick. See if it pops up. Manhattan selects Steve Young, pick 2. God damn it, Madden. Why are you being a bitch? The Lynx take with pick 3. Just have the top. Ooh, Mike Linton. Mike Clinton. Mike Clinton. Nice pick. Love the name. Now the Pitbulls, pick 4. They will take Blair Bannon. That might be their next QB of the future. He looked really good. Could be a really good pick. The Bombers now. They take Matt Slauson, the D tackle we were really a fan of. Yeah, he's going to be a really good player. The Lowriders now, our division rivals, take Alan McKee, the quarterback. I don't know how good he is. I don't remember looking into him that much, but we'll see how he does. He's hopefully going to be their guy, at least on their end. Riptide, our other division rival, at pick 7, they take Christian Sheets, D tackle. He looked solid. He looked like a solid player, for sure. We're only going to do this for the first round, by the way. Valhalla, they take Melvin Burks, running back. All right, he must be really good. I didn't look at running backs that much. The Omaha Rockets, with their ninth pick in the draft, take Jordan Patton. If I needed an edge rusher, he was going to be the guy I wanted. That's a good pick, I would say. The Ironworks select Clark Long, tight end, the first rounder. He looked really good. But hey, I like the tight end down the board. And then Salt Lake Peaks take Evan Young. I don't remember looking into him that much, but he looked all right, I think. Wranglers, who we beat in the playoffs, the wild card rounds. Crazy that they have pick 12. And something else probably. They take Franklin Black, top corner off the board. Wasn't my favorite corner, but he was a good corner for sure. That's a good pickup. Now the Owls, they will take PJ Proctor. There goes my top corner on the board in the entire draft. That's a rough one to see go, but you know, it happens. Those really good players are going to be drafted early. Cryptids take Ladarius Hinton. He fell kind of far, actually. First receiver off the board there, and he's really good. That's a steal for him. And him and Mahomes are going to be an insane duo. The league messed up giving him Mahomes as his quarterback. I mean, that's going to be a crazy duo. The Possums now take Elijah Swift, right edge. Don't remember much about him. Seems okay. Moving to Washington's pick here. They take Cameron Graves. He looked solid. Edge rusher. The Jacks are last division rival to take a pick in the first round. Select Deontay Culver, left tackle. He looks decent. We'll have to see what he looks like after in the draft recap. Luchadors. They take Khalil Beverly. And that might, he didn't look awful, but he was a second or third round talent, so probably a little bit lower overall than they would have liked, but he might be able to develop. The Gorillas take Manny Hilliard, third corner off the board. That was my second favorite corner. The Wranglers come up with their second pick now. Let's take a look at a draft board real quick to see who's here. Corners are off the board. We're down to, LaMarcus Weston doesn't really fit our scheme. We might honestly just have to sit with the corners we have and be okay with it. I mean, LaMarcus Weston's gonna be down there probably in the second and third round, but like, if he's not gonna fit my team, maybe I don't want him. Right? I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call, but the Wranglers with their second pick will take. Let's see. They take Dalton Patton. Oh man, he's so good. Dalton Patton's also very good D tackle. I liked him a lot too. Man, yeah, they're having a good draft so far. The Firefighters take their pick. Jordan Bravo, the center. He was a guy I really liked too. Could have easily been the starter center for us. They get a really nice center. Reapers select RJ Tyson, left guard. Another guy we had on our board. He looked solid. The Jags have a second pick now as well. Okay, and they select Matthew Wright's corner. Another good corner off the board. And now it's the pick just before ours, the Tornadoes here. Or the Cyclones, not the Tornadoes. My apologies. And they take... Who is it? Elijah Green, the left tackle. A lot of players off the board that we wanted. I will say that much for sure. There's a ton of quarterbacks down the board here, which is interesting. I mean, receiver, only one guy was off the board here. We have a lot of picks available to us here for receiver. Yeah, I mean, receiver's probably going to be the pick, you'd have to imagine. I mean, Wesson's like the first guy off the second round board here. But I think we're going to forego corner as a top pick. Oh, Cody Turner. Oh, and Ramirez is also pretty high up. I'm curious. Potentially, is there a team with multiple second round picks this draft? I'm very curious because there's some players I want. Let me take a look. All right. Yeah, because there's some players I really like. So, worst case scenario, I might have to just trade up. Which I don't want to have to do, but I might. Ooh, Owls have two, but those might be a little bit too late for both of them. But we might be able to trade for one of them. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go to the Owls. Both your second round picks. Can we... Just trying to think. We send them our first. We can maybe get a receiver. Trying to think. Man, I think maybe we should just stick with our pick, and we won't trade with Owls. Let's go with maybe we'll try to trade our second round pick up with the overdrive. What do they need? They can use D tackle. I mean, we can gladly throw in Tyler Lacey, I guess. Corner. I mean, we can throw him in there, and then we have a bunch of will linebackers right now. Makes me realize we probably don't need to draft a linebacker. Sure. Declined. Okay, that's fair. Would you guys perhaps want a running back? We have too many now. Deuce Vaughn. Hold on. Let me take out Will Harvey. Deuce Vaughn I'm not that attached to. It's a little bit better. We'll keep that, and then we'll throw in another pick here. Can we give you a 5th round pick? More. Can we give you a 3rd next year? One of our 2 thirds next year. Getting closer. How about adding a 5th onto that as well? Not quite. How about a 2nd next year? I accidentally took out the one guy. Hold on. Tyler Lacey. And that's going to be accepted. So we're sending pick 57 this year, our 2nd round pick next year, along with Deuce Vaughn, Lacey, and Stiggers, who are both just kind of depth players, along with Deuce Vaughn, for pick 34 from the overdrive. I mean, I guess we could trade back a little bit. Maybe like a tad bit. We could trade back. I mean, who's still on the board here? It's the Steelhawks. They would give us a 3rd. Back to pick 32. Let's do it, I think. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're moving back 7 spots with the Steelhawks. We get their 3rd round pick, 4th and 7th next year. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that we may have made some mistakes, but we will see. We have to live and die by the trades. They take Cliff Barrett, linebacker. Go for it. Go for it. Take a linebacker. Aztecs. Take Weston, the last good corner in the draft, to be honest. We're definitely not drafting a corner. The Waves take right tackle Mark Curtis. That's fine. Gladiators take Carlos Estrada, another tackle. That's fine. The Flamingos take Zach Ford, receiver. Wouldn't have been my first pick. The Mammoths take Devin Jupin. Also wouldn't have been my first pick. And the Bighorns pick 31. Take Cody. Oh, Cody Turner. No. Damn. We'll have to see how good he is, but not the worst, because we're still going to get our favorite receiver. We have two. I mean, we have 2 first-round projected receivers. Do we just take the tight end now and then take the receiver with our next pick? I think that's the smart move, because he's not that far down the board here. I mean, he kind of is, actually. I mean, do I have a preference between these receivers, I guess, is the question. Because Cody Teal. Sells the yards at the catch. Okay, body control on the sidelines. I mean, his 40 times do not represent his speed. Like, he ran much faster than he actually is showing. He's just a really good receiver. And he brings something that we don't get with, like, Sean Hunter. He's very fast, very athletic, but he's just nowhere near the type of receiver. I'm going to take Teal. I think we're going to take Cody Teal here out of Miami as our receiver. He's ranked 11th in the class. And he has hidden depth, 92 speed, 88 jumping. Some pretty solid attributes there. Now we just have to hope that the Lobsters won't take our tight end. Please, please don't take him. Let's go. They didn't even take the receiver either. Could have still gotten out of it fine. And I know we're being very flashy here. We're like very Chicago Bears this past year, taking Colson Loveland and then Luther Burden or whatever. We're going to go Jorge Ramirez. He looks so good. He's a top 5 talent. We have to take him. He's the 3rd best player in the draft. I mean, he looks awesome. 90 speed, hidden dev. Step aside, Connor Hayward. I'm sorry, buddy. Connor Hayward, you're going to have a spot on the team, but man. Oof. Can I be honest, though? I'm not looking at Connor Hayward. I know I just signed Terrence Ferguson. I know I just signed him. There's no offers. Okay. I guess to be fair, no one tried to sign him, I should say. Does anyone need him magically, randomly? Probably not. Because I like CJ Dupree. That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, there's teams that could use depth for sure. Darren Waller, I think this might be his best shot there. Can we get I don't know, just like I know we're kind of giving up a good bit here. Give up one of our thirds and Terrence Ferguson to move up 29 picks. Just decline. Okay, how about we add in... Honestly, Bill, you're on your way out, hopefully. I just really don't need you, my guy. And I mean, we can throw in Eli Ricks, I guess. And we'll throw in another pick somewhere down the line. 4th round next year. And a 4th the year after that is accepted. Terrence Ferguson, who we just signed to a 2-year deal. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Bill. Eli Ricks, our 3rd round pick this year. One of them, our earlier 3rd. A 4th next year and the 4th the year after to get a later 2nd round pick. Go ahead and simulates to that pick. Making a lot of moves here. Let's see who's still on the board at this point. Deontay Bowers is here. They talked about him. He doesn't look amazing. He looks okay. In terms of guys that are on our board, Pinkston's here. Wyatt Grant, Colin Lockbum. Wyatt Grant, what is he? Ooh, he's this guy. I quite liked Wyatt Grant. He might be a good pickup. I know he's a little bit further down the board, but he could be good. We also have Lockbum, who is on the board. I don't really feel like he's worth taking yet. And then the other player was the right tackle, Pinkston, huh? Pinkston, I don't think he's worth a 2nd round pick at all. Honestly, I don't even think he's that great. I mean, who's available that I would even want otherwise? That's like worth a 2nd round pick, right? We're done at tight end. We're done at receiver. Probably not taking a corner. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to take the D tackle. I think he's the pick. There's really no one else here that I want. And he seems like the best player available. So we're going to take Wyatt Grant, big nose tackle from Clemson. Yeah, he's ranked 73. I feel like he's better than that. But he does have hidden dev, and that's where we're going to have the development. 78 speed, 90 strength, solid. With hidden dev, we will take it. I do think we did draft him probably too high. We didn't need to probably trade up for it, but we did. And we got the guy we wanted. So Now we're going to our 32nd pick in the third round. Let's see, who is here? Anyone noteworthy? Danny Parks is here. We obviously don't want him. Rob Richardson. I mean, we could draft another D tackle. That is still an option, I guess. But I don't think. He doesn't really fill as much of a hole as we'd want him to. Rob Richardson doesn't look that great. I mean, how many people were left on my favorites list? 25. That's it. Okay. And a lot of them are not being drafted because they're tight ends. Leach is not getting drafted. Richards not getting drafted. Delgado, Morales. Yeah. I mean, day 3 guys. Widener's an option here. Honestly, we're probably going to trade this pick away. I'm not really happy with what's here. Third round next year, 6th this year from the Aztecs. Although I think the third from Minnesota might be more valuable. Trying to think. Yeah, we're going to go with the Lynx, who were like a top 4 pick this year. We get the 3rd next year, and we get a 7th this year. That's fine. All right, moving to our pick in the 4th round. I mean, most of the players we wanted are gone. I think this draft looks like a lot of high-end talent, but not a ton of elite talent. Or nope, that's like literally the same thing. That's just contradicting myself. A lot of high-end talent, but not a lot of depth. Who was that running back I was interested in? Okay, he is on my board. I just wanted to make sure. My favorites list is down to 20. So I would say we should probably just be taking whoever's the next best player that we actually need. Elijah Barwin. Seems okay at best. Still not looking at D tackle, not looking at tight ends. Could take another receiver, I guess. Teron Avery, he's the slot guy. Probably don't need him. The receivers aren't that necessary. Junior Cates could get another corner in here, or a corner. I guess he might be the best option left, to be honest, at corner. It's either him or Miles Radley. It doesn't look bad. I think we're probably going to take the corner to at least get somebody in there. Junior Cates will be the pick. He is ranked 176th. We picked him at 121. That's okay. He was like the best corner left available. We needed somebody just to bring in and try to develop. So Avery's there. We don't want either of these tight ends. We're probably looking at the tackles or the guards. I just don't want to I want to be able to draft multiple of those guys, you know. So that's what I'm looking at here. Widener is probably going to be the next pick. Just need to get a center depth guy. Owen Widener. Yeah, he's not a good player, but what a name. Owen Widener. Maybe we could develop him to be a good player. He's Coy Kronk's replacement for just being on the team because he has a funny name. Because we did let Coy Kronk go. Might look at Abdul Grant here. Percy Derby. Meh. Who's on my board? 14 guys. I would like one of those quarterbacks just to get them in here. Yeah, we're gonna probably take Abdul Grant. Bring in a depth guy, I guess. Well, it's between him or Mitchell. Yeah, they're both pretty slow. We'll bring Abdul Grant in. We need a depth cornerback just to get in the room here. 89 throw power, 75 speed. Nothing crazy, but you know, good enough for what we need. 6th round pick. What is okay? Jared Davidson's been here for a while. He has really good finesse move. Favorites could go no. I think we're looking at one of these linemen though. Brandon Ward. He looks all right actually. Reggie McCullers. Oh, you know what? I think Reggie McCullers might actually be decent. And then Vincent Feliz actually does look good. We're going to draft Feliz first. He's an undrafted free agent guy, but he's 28th in the draft. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hidden dev, and he's a steal and a half. Oh my goodness. I forgot about him being on the board. And thank goodness I decided to take him because he might start on this offensive line. That's a really nice pick. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, the other guard's gone. That's unfortunate. It's fine. Do we take Derby here? He doesn't feel good at all. Miles Radley could be a good pick just for depth purposes again. But Peter Benson. Why did I like him? I don't know. I'm thinking we're probably just going to take Parker Noel here. And he's ranked 66. That's also not a bad pickup. 94 speed. Pretty good. They say he's not a burner, but decent speed. I would say he is a burner, actually. Moving to our next pick in the 7th round now. This is our last pick. So, where do we want to draft somebody? I don't know. Probably just going to let those kickers go. We'll just grab Percy Derby because we need depth. Although, I really don't like him. I'm really not a fan of his right now. Just looking at it. I'm going to go with someone who has, like, good strength at least. Like, Parker Cleary maybe could be the option. How about this Ramon Peralta? Maybe. It's either him or Parker Cleary. Nah. Or it could be Richard Cardona. I don't know. There's not really a lot of good players, obviously. Not at this point. It's just so many letters. so many letters. I think we're gonna take Peralta. Speed, strength, agility. Sure. No. We want Parker Cleary. Or is it the other guy I wanted more so in my brain? Sorry about where my brain is at right now. It's late and I'm just trying to get through this here. Frick, man. Cardona? It's Cardona or the other one? Who is it? Cleary. think Cardona looks like slightly better, maybe. We'll take him. Really not a big deal at all, right? It's really not. It's a depth pick. So it's not the end of the world. And that's going to be our draft. I'd say we came away with a solid haul. But I do think there's for sure players that I wish I got, but we're just not going to be realistic to bring in. But what a draft. Oh my goodness. This is a hell of a draft with some steals. Cody Teal, obviously, pick 32. He's a 78 overall. He's really good. He's going to be really good. Gonna be a great option on the short to intermediate routes here for Jalen Milroe. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. There's really not much to say about it other than he looks good, and I think he is a good pick. He also comes in with some nice little traits here. So that's nice. Definitely like that pick a lot. But Jorge Ramirez, man, I'm excited. I am very excited about this guy. He looks incredible. 90 speed, 86 catching, 68 run block. This guy is everything I ever wanted at his tight end spot. Like, he looks so good. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. This guy has all of the traits in the world that you could want, seems like. Yeah, this guy's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. Man, it sucks because I loved Connor Hayward, but I'm sorry, I can't not have this guy play. Wyatt Grant, 73 overall. Pretty solid, honestly. He looks like he can develop into a nice D-tackle for us. And he'll probably... He's undisciplined, which is unfortunate, but I think he's going to play DT2 next to Leonard Williams. We're going to let him play. Junior Cates is a 67. It's not awful. He could develop and be decent, honestly, but, you know, not my best work in terms of drafting a corner. Owen Widener, not that good of a player, but honestly, he's able to compete for the center job to some degree. Probably not, though. Abdul Grant, 65 overall, like, whatever. He's third string quarterback. He looks fine. But we really picked things back up in the 6th round because holy shit, 28th best player in the draft, Vincent Feliz, 75 overall, right guard. He's got to play somewhere on this line. I mean, he doesn't look absolutely fantastic right off the bat, but like he can develop into a nice player for sure. And then Parker Noel, 73 overall running back, actually looks pretty solid, very fast. And he's going to be a pretty nice receiving option. And could put him on kick return. Honestly, I kind of wonder what his receiving stats would look like. Let me change into receiver real quick. He may have some versatility because he looks like he was a receiver turned running back, to be honest. Okay, not nearly as good. He's a 66 overall, so we will move him back to running back, but I like him a lot as our potentially. I mean, I know we brought in Keaton Mitchell, right? But he still looks pretty solid. And then Richard Cardona really made it a big deal to bring him in. Apparently, he's whatever, 64 overall. That's fine. Let's look at this draft. This draft had some really good players. 4 80-plus overall players. Jordan Bravo, man, I knew he was going to be so good. 82 overall center. He looks incredible. Incredible pass protector. Yeah, he looks really good. Just trying to look at some players here. Melvin Burks, who was the top 10 pick. Yeah, he looks really good. Not a good receiving back, like, at all. Terrible, actually. But, oh man, he's an amazing elusive back. And RJ Tyson, the left guard, was also a very good player. just quick look, I guess, through. Slauson was a 76. I thought he was going to be an 80. To be honest, I thought he was going to be one of those guys. He's not, but he looks really good. PJ Proctor, 78 overall. And Hinton, also 78 overall. Both guys I really liked. Yeah, I mean, some really solid players in the first round. Second round. Yeah, there were some solid linebackers. I'm glad I took. I mean, Sean Hunter looks good. I like the guy we got though. Oh, hold on. The strong safety, Cody Turner, 79 overall. He looks pretty solid, I'd say. Yeah, not one of those like 99 hit power guys, but he is good. Just trying to see if there's any other names that I was like, who else is on my board here? I'm trying to think. Can't say I had anyone specifically on my mind, but I don't know. I'll just look at these overalls here. Kenya Polite also, by the way, 75 overall in the third round. Wouldn't have minded that pick, to be honest. I didn't need him, but wouldn't have minded it. Locked them, 73 overall. Definitely some solid linebackers. Probably could have taken one. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. I didn't take any. It happens. The sixth round had some really good players. Holy. Even seventh round had some solid players, because those are the guys we care most about. Yeah, running back Randall Howell is interesting receiving back option, but we already got one. We got Noel. We like him. Receiver. Chad Nelson doesn't look like someone specifically that great. Is there anyone that's like a really good return man? Or how's carrying? Yeah, return man. McCallers, 92. 84 speed though, not that interested. Tight end, I mean, we don't need more. we don't need more. Parker Cleary's a 65, whatever. Yeah, it was kind of whatever. Philip Dixon, 67 overall. Not bad, but we don't need him. Brandon Smith, 67 is not bad either. Okay, left edge. Nothing. D tackle. Some interesting names here. Interesting options. I think Gio Portis looks the most interesting. He is star dev. Let's pick him up as a depth option for sure. Right edge, no one really. Sam, no. Mike linebacker, no one. Will linebacker. Josh Hanna, Corner, anyone want to show themselves as being a good pickup? Casey Forbes is all right. I'll add him to the group for now. It's just because we need corner depth, to be honest, more than anything. Free safety, didn't really need anyone. Strong safety, not really necessary either. Kicker, though, Rashad Morris, I mean, he's a superstar dev kicker. 99 kick power. We might just say, fuck Jake Bates. This guy might be the future. Holy moly. It's crazy. Jonathan Ramirez, star dev. He also looks pretty solid, but yeah, no, this guy looks better. Danny Calhoun. He looks good, but we have Michael Turk QB1, so we're happy with our spot there. Some interesting players for sure sitting in there in free agency. So, superstar dev, Charbonnet, no more Rico Dowdle. O-line, gonna look a little different on the right side for sure. Tight end, got a big upgrade there, big upgrade at receiver 2. O-line, rest of the offense looks mostly the same. It's like kind of more depth guys there. Defensively, we're going to start Will Grant at D-tackle over Maurice Hurst. I don't like that noise it makes. I was like, what the hell is that? Dorrance Armstrong has superstar. Yeah, this didn't really change a ton. Linebackers are completely different for the most part. Brought in Malachi Starks to play slot corner. We didn't do enough on defense, I'd say. Specifically at corner. I mean, Malachi Starks is going to be our corner. So he counts into that. That's part of the thing. This Morris guy's is already pretty much better than Jake Bates, dude. I might just cut Jake Bates. Or trade him. We'll see. Probably just going to cut him. This guy looks insane. Our long snapper is pretty pitiful, actually. I wanted to look at slot corner. We'll have to move Malachi ourselves. Malachi Starks as a sub linebacker would be interesting. It's not the best tackler, so maybe not. But that will be it, like I said. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Bye-bye.